Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Spitfire SecDev. I'm trying something new today, doing a live stream of me just programming. I got my Android Studio editor up, and then in another stream I got Google. So I'm just going to be bouncing back and forth between these two things. Right now I got kind of an issue where, first obviously I gotta install the app on this device over here. But I basically got an issue where what the hell? Got an issue where one of my views isn't displaying correctly, and so a lot of this stuff you're not going to understand, but if you just want to see kind of the process of going through an Android app or just programming in general and seeing how to debug things, or what it takes to work on something like a programming project, I'm going to be doing some, I guess, problem solving. So if you want to watch me struggle, I guess you've come to the right place. Alright, so I got my setup right now. What I got is my editors over here, and then got a virtual phone that will be actually running the app. And then over here in the browser I got really going to be doing a lot of Googling. So yeah, alright, so my app's booted up. Let's see. So what this is supposed to display is supposed to display 10 teams. It's supposed to be like a drop-down menu. Now I did some work on this on a different computer, so I'm gonna first get my changes from GitHub. Oh, I guess they're already pulled down. All right, I guess I didn't save them. Let's see. So just to walk you through my app real fast, I got this little bar over here. This will be the home tab. This will have a lot more content. This will display 10 teams. Once I'm done with this stream, hopefully. Then I got team rankings, so this is going to pull a bunch of teams down from the cloud. I already did a lot of work to get all these teams populated on my own server. And yeah, so you can select the year. And what this site is, CTF Time, is there's programming competitions that happen where, not programming, sorry, hacking competitions that allow you to solve challenges that other teams host. And so there's rankings that one of the teams puts together, and I'm just making a mobile app for all those rankings. In this third tab, we got team profiles, so I can search someone. One of the more popular teams in the US is called Plaid Parliament Opponing. I can search them, it'll pull up their results and all their team members and stuff. So all this is working so far. I want to do some user interface changes a little bit, but this is all working. Once you get to 50, it does some pagination, gets 50 more pagination. Yeah, so that all works. Now I'm just getting the home screen set up. So let's see. I gotta do something real quick. Hold on. Alright, so back to this. So we got this view right here, and I'm just going to walk you through kind of how it works. Alright, eventually, once we have a bunch of content populated, we're going to be able to scroll through a bunch of different views. And they'll be broken up into cards. If you've ever seen, I can show you in here. What we do is just search right here, Plaid Parliament Opponing, and we get these things called cards. This is a type of view in Android that just allows you to make things look really nice. Android uses this thing called material design, and that allows you to make things look like pieces of paper. So it looks like we got, smaller pieces of paper overlaying the screen, which is just one large piece of paper. Then you got this toolbar up here, which is just another piece of paper. It's just kind of the way that they approach user interface design. So I got a card view. that's going to contain, you know, the top 10 teams, and that's all I got so far. So I'm trying to get it so that it actually displays the 10 views. If we go over here to home fragment, this is where all the work gets done to get the 10 teams. I'm using a backend called Firebase. Firestore is the database that is getting it from. You can research that on your own. I'll probably do a separate video just walking through that. Because the documentation is usually either outdated or not very verbose, unless you want to get actually into the official documentation. Their tutorials I find kind of confusing and not very powerful. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how this app is set up. So now I'm actually going to get into figuring out why it's getting cut off right here. Should be displaying 10 more teams. That's different. So I was trying this new thing called SwipeRefreshLayout. I discovered it a few days ago. It allows you to refresh the contents of the view whenever there's a vertical swipe gesture. And I wrapped my, what should be the 10 teams, it's called a LinearLayout, displays the 10 teams. I wrapped that in this, seeing if, you know, I didn't think it would break anything, but it did. And so I think I need to understand this guy a little better. See what happens if I get rid of it. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, that shit works. Well, not really. Kind of works. Well, that fixed it, I think. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So now I gotta figure out how to actually implement this shit up here. Oh, you didn't see it. Alright. So I made some changes. Sorry, I was just playing the wrong screen. So I made some changes. I commented out this swipe refresh layout Now what this basically does is I was trying to implement this guy, which allows me to refresh the contents of the view whenever there's a vertical swipe gesture. And by wrapping, this thing in that, it broke it. And so my guess is because I was only wrapping the linear layout when I need to wrap this whole thing. So I'm going to try moving this up a level and see if that makes it better. Actually be the whole card view be wrapped. This layout should be made the parent of the view that will be refreshed. This view. This layout should be made the parent of the view. So I don't know. Maybe I do gotta put it down. Yeah, because I'll never refresh the title. So for those just joining in, I'll explain real quick what I'm doing. So I have this guy over here making an app for a website. And basically what I want to accomplish is when I swipe down from the top, I want this top 10 teams to refresh. Eventually I'll implement this across the whole app, but for now I'm just focusing on the home page. And I'm pretty sure if I run this, it'll break it because for some reason the SwipeRefreshLayout likes to collapse everything else around it. So get rid of this shit. No, should I keep it? Yeah, that's apparent. Yeah, get rid of all this shit. That looks fine, that looks fine. I don't need an extra margin. Or do I? Actually, yeah, I should have this guy wrap both, and then this guy will define everything. It makes more sense. Except for, no, the constraints still need to be up there. Fuck it, let's see what happens. Probably everything will break, that's okay. Yep, that broke it. Height should probably be to the Google. That's interesting. Really? So I do this whole thing? That seems so sloppy. There we go. Okay, that works. So now I just gotta kill that. Alright, that fixed it. So, me being dumb, I was trying to apply the SwipeRefreshLayout to just the view I actually wanted to refresh, which is this guy, when it makes more sense to just have this whole ScrollView refresh, because eventually, obviously, I'll implement more cards in my home view, and that'll be what I refresh. So, that fixed that. Alright. Could probably do that over here too then. Isn't really necessary. Alright. Ooh, Big Nerd Ranch. These guys are good. So I haven't touched this code in probably a couple weeks at least, so trying to figure out how this works is a little rusty. If I recall, I'm creating the linear layout objects manually, kind of, through an adapter, which is pretty sloppy, and I'll have to refactor it later, but okay, here we go. This is where I figured. Okay, cool. So and SwipeRefreshLayout. Things turn up here. dismiss it. Alright, so that was a quick and dirty hack for this refresh layout that I just implemented. I wrapped this whole home thing in a refresh layout and made it so that whenever we want to refresh, it'll just remove all the views, call this guy again, and then if it's a refresh call, we'll set this dude to false. So basically it'll just do the same thing over and over again because I'm pulling from a back end, and if it's updated it'll change, if it's not updated then it won't change. There's a lot of refactoring I gotta do on this in future videos, but I'm not too worried about it right now because I'm nowhere near ready to publish this or make it even an alpha. So alright, next thing I want to do is do the same thing. Actually, yeah, next thing I want to do is do the same thing on here. I can just refresh and it'll. Problem is though, is I got this pagination thing set up. That's gonna make it hard to be as much of a hack, but I'm sure the internet will help me. the bottom. What are you trying to do, bro? All right. Gross. Gotta refactor this, because that is awful. This is a cool thing to check out. I just remembered this. So I haven't touched this code base in a couple weeks, but there's this cool thing, or a library, I guess, where there's a discovery feature. I'll show you guys that real quick, just because. So there's this cool thing where if you run your app for the first time, you can do this thing called feature discovery. Let me figure out what library it is real quick. But basically it allows you to display a prompt to the user the first time they open an activity or fragment or something, and kind of give them advice on what to do. So if we go over here to team rankings, you'll see it pop up. So since this is the first time I've theoretically opened this app, you get this nice overlay with kind of some advice on, hey, if you want to change the year, you use this drop down. And then from any time after they open up this view, this help dialog won't show up. So I think it's, let's see, what library is it? TapTargetView, yeah. This TapTargetView. So you can tap it and it'll dismiss it. That's why it's called that. But basically it allows you to display a view like that, gives some advice. Alright, so I implemented some swipe to refresh here. It's pretty janky. I'll refactor it later, but now I'm going to do it here so that you can, you know, swipe from the top and it'll refresh this recycler view. But how am I going to do that? So I call get rankings. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Does it actually do anything, or is it just dummy code? OnRefresh. Could do that. Yeah. That'll have to work. Alright, so the way I think I want to tackle this is if the user scrolls up to the top, they really only care about the first 50 views, so I can just trash everything after the first 50, especially because these calls to get the next 50 are going to be, you know, doing a new call anyway. So once they get up here, if they want to do a vertical, you know, swipe to refresh, I have no problem with clearing the rankings list. So let's see. Huh. Add it here. Alright, so first thing is creating a swipe refresh layout up here. Then I gotta forgot to implement the stop showing the refresh icon thing again. Get first rankings. What the fuck? That little guy flashes because I have this thing here to make a big loading icon visible. And so I need to probably pass a flag. Yeah, I'll do that. I know, passing flags are bad. It makes your code worse and worse, but it's just a temporary fix, just so I can experiment with SwipeRefreshLayout, because I've never used it before. And once I get comfortable understanding how it works, then I will refactor this. That works. It's not going to refresh. I have no idea. No way of verifying it actually is refreshing, but since I'm calling a method that I already know that works, I already know this guy works, so I can trust that it works. I guess I could put a time delay in here. There's an anchor thing for this. Whatever. I trust that it works. I don't want to verify it right now. I was going to put a delay here so that I would see this whole thing clear. There'd be like a 1 second delay and then it would call it again, but I believe it works. So alright, I got swipe to refresh on there, swipe to refresh on there. I'll get rid of that stutter. Alright, what else? I think that's it for now. I'll be doing, whenever I'm working on this app, I'll be live streaming it just to go through things. If people have any questions, I can throw them in the chat. This is all on GitHub, my repo. Just search CTF time Android app. I think it's the only one on GitHub right now. Should be pretty easy to find. I'm Spitfire, so if you want to look at the code, I'll push up these changes. So all I fixed in this was an hour, almost an hour. Spent a lot of time not really doing anything. But in this hour, I was able to get this view to display correctly, implement a swipe to refresh, and then I did swipe to refresh on this page. Yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to send them my way. But I'm about to turn this off, so thanks for watching. And I will continue to be putting out a couple more Linux videos and start getting some more cooler stuff. So that's it. See ya.